All stand and remain standing until the conclusion of the reading of the proclamation. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honorable court now draw nigh, give your attendance, and you shall be heard. Please sit down.
Admission of lawyers. Rifat Abu Saad.
May it please the court, I move that Rifat Abu Saad be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Rifat Abu Saad be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Gabriela Pia Alejandro.
May it please the court, I move that Gabriela Pia Alejandro be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
That Gabriela Pia Alejandro be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nick Attard.
May it please the court, I move that Nick Attard be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Nick Attard be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jocelyn Honor Berry.
May it please the court, I move that Jocelyn Honor Berry be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jocelyn Honor Berry be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jessica Lottie Catherine Black.
May it please the court, I move that Jessica Lottie Catherine Black be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jessica Lottie Catherine Black be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Harrison Joseph Blair.
May it please the court, I move that Harrison Joseph Blair be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Harrison Joseph Blair be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Gavin Nicholas Carballo.
May it please the court, I move that Gavin Nicholas Carballo be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Gavin Nicholas Carballo be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Natsi Child.
May it please the court, I move that Nasi Chai be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Nasi Chai be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jose Antonio Louis Corpus.
May it please the court, I move that Jose Antonio Luis Corpus be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jose Antonio Louis Corpus be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Benjamin Michael Dakovich.
May it please the court, I move that Benjamin Michael Dakovich be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Benjamin Michael Dakovich be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
James Andrew Davis.
May it please the court, I move that James Andrew Davis be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That James Andrew Davis be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Taylor Shalfoon Delmont.
May it please the court, I move that Taylor Shalfoon Delmont be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Taylor Shalfoon Delmont be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Thomas Wallace Andrew Dickinson.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Thomas Wallace Andrew Dickinson, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Thomas Wallace Andrew Dickinson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Greta Jane Dixon.
May it please the court, I move that Greta Jane Dixon be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Greta Jane Dixon be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Laura Caitlin Taylor Douglas.
May it please the court, I move that Laura Caitlin Taylor Douglas be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Laura Caitlin Taylor Douglas be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Celine Elazi.
May it please the court, I move that Celine Elazi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Celine Elazi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jovan Gasovsky.
May it please the court, I move that Jovan Jaskowski be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jovan Jaskowski be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Georgia Norris Michelle Gillespie.
May it please the court, I move that Georgia Norris Michelle Gillespie be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Georgia Norris Michelle Gillespie be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emma Liana Gonzalez.
May it please the court, I move that Emma Liana Gonzalez be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Emma Liana Gonzalez be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Romy Caitlin Grogan.
May it please the court, I move that Romy Caitlin Grogan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Romy Caitlin Grogan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Michael John Hawkes.
May it please the court, I move that Michael John Hawkes be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Michael John Hawkes be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tamika Elizabeth Ann Hilbrand.
May it please the court, I move that Tamika Elizabeth Ann Hilbrand be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Tamika Elizabeth Ann Hilbrand be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Robert Alexander Honey.
May it please the court, I move that Robert Alexander Honey be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Robert Alexander Honey be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Feng Jiang.
May it please the court, I move that Feng Jiang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Feng Jiang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jeffrey Tek Jin Koo.
May it please the court, I move that Jeffrey Tek Jin Koo be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jeffrey Tek Jin Koo be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lauren Michelle King.
May it please the court, I move that Lauren Michelle King be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lauren Michelle King be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Isabella Rose Kaparazov.
May it please the court, I move that Isabella Rose Kaparazov be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Isabella Rose Kaparazov be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jennifer Y. Nan Kwok.
May it please the court, I move that Jennifer Y. Nan Kwok be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
Let Jennifer Y. Nan Kwok be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Cindy Allison Lafari.
May it please the court, I move that Cindy Allison Lafari be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Cindy Allison Lafari be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Deanna G. Yan Lim.
May it please the court, I move that Deanna G. Yan Lim be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Deanna Jia Yan Lim be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Vanessa C. Hua Lin.
May it please the court, I move that Vanessa C. Hua Lin be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Vanessa C. Hua Lin be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anthony Mavris.
May it please the court, I move that Anthony Mavris be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Anthony Mavris be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kaylee May Maxwell.
May it please the court, I move that Kaylee May Maxwell be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kaylee May Maxwell be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lachlan James McIntyre.
May it please the court, I move that Lachlan James McIntyre be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lachlan James McIntyre be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Brianne Gale Mead.
May it please the court, I move that Brianne Gale Mead be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Brianne Gale Mead be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jasmine Jane Louise Miles.
May it please the court, I move that Jasmine Jane Louise Miles be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jasmine Jane Louise Miles be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Edward Chang Wan No.
May it please the court, I move that Edward Chang Huan No be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Edward Chang Huan No be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Paul Christopher Olson.
May it please the court, I move that Paul Christopher Olson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Paul Christopher Olson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Orlando Kalen Powery.
May it please the court, I move that Orlando Callan Powery, my son, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Orlando Callan Powery be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Dylan James Roscoff.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Dylan James Roscoe, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Dylan James Roscoe be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kainsu San.
May it please the court, I move that Kansu San be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
Let Kainsu San be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Molly Adelaide Sanders.
May it please the court, I move that Molly Adelaide Sanders be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Molly Adelaide Sanders be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Renee Quinn C.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter Renee Tin Shi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Renee Quinn Shi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zoe Long Situ.
May it please the court, I move that Zoe Long Situ be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Zoe Long Situ be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ian David Lloyd Thomas.
May it please the court, I move that Ian David Lloyd Thomas be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ian David Lloyd Thomas be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ye May Emily Tree.
May it please the court, I move that May Emily Chow be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ye May Emily Chow be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alicia Zoe Eva Vakalopoulos.
May it please the court, I move that Alicia Zoe Eva Vakalopoulos be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alicia Zoe Eva Vakalopoulos be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Fung Thomas Vo.
May it please the court, I move that Fung Thomas Vo be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Fung Thomas Vo be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zishuan Wang.
May it please the court, I move that Zishuan Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Zishuan Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Fan Chao Wei.
May it please the court, I move that Fan Chao Wei be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Fan Chao Wei be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Leah Marie Wilson.
May it please the court, I move that Leah Marie Wilson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Leah Marie Wilson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lin Feng Zhu.
May it please the court, I move that Lin Feng Zhu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lin Feng Zhu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Fatima Liwalag Young.
May it please the court, I move that Fatima Liwalag Young be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Fatima Liwalag Young be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Isabella Antonia Zappina.
May it please the court, I move that Isabella Antonia Zabina be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Isabella Antonia Zappina be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yi Zan Zhang.
May it please the court, I move that Yizan Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Yizan Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this court. It will now be necessary for those whose submission has just been moved to stand when and as directed and to remain standing for the purposes of swearing an oath or making a declaration and affirmation. So please stand as directed by the officiating officer.
Good rows 1 and 2 on my right, please stand. Rifat Abu Saad. Gabriela Pia Alejandro. Nick Attard. Jocelyn Honor Berry. Jessica Lottie Catherine Black. Harrison Joseph Blair. Gavin Nicholas Carbalayo. Nazi Chai. Jose Antonio Louis Corpus. Benjamin Michael Dakovich. James Andrew Davis. Taylor Shalfoon Delmont. Thomas Wallace Andrew Dickinson. Greta Jane Dixon. Laura Caitlin Taylor Douglas. Celine Elazi. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
So help me God.
Thank you. Please sit down. And could rows 3 and 4 on my right please stand? Yvonne Gosowski. Georgia Norris Michelle Gillespie. Emma Liana Gonzalez. Romy Caitlin Grogan. Michael John Hawkes. Tamika Elizabeth Ann Hillebrand, Robert Alexander Honey, Feng Jiang, Jeffrey Tek Jin Koo, Lauren Michelle King, Isabella Rose Kaparazov, Jennifer Y. Nan Kwok, Cindy Allison Lafari, Diana Dian Lim, Vanessa Si Hua Lin, Anthony Mavris, and Kaylee May Maxwell. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? Thank you. Please sit down. And could the row in front of me please sit? Lachlan James McIntyre, Brianne Gail Mead, Jasmine Jane Louise Miles, Edward Chang Huan No, Paul Christopher Olson, Orlando Cullen Powery, Dylan James Roscoff, Kainsu Shan, and Molly Adelaide Sanders. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
So help me God.
Thank you. Please sit down. And could the two rows on my left please stand? Renee Chin Si, Zoe Long Situ, Ian David Lloyd Thomas, Yi Mei Emily Chu, Alicia Zoe Eva Vakalopoulos, Fung Thomas Bo, Zixuan Wang, Fan Chao Wei, Leah Marie Wilson, Lin Feng Zhu, Fatima Liwalug Young, Isabella Antonia Zeppina, Yi Zan Zhang. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Thank you. Please sit down.
Well, may I warmly welcome you all to this, the Banco Court of the Supreme Court of New South Wales. Present with me on the bench this morning to my right is Acting Judge of Appeal Carolyn Simpson, who is the third longest serving judge in the Supreme Court's 200-year history. And to my left, Justice Dina Yehia, a judge of the Common Law Division of the Court. Together we constitute the court that has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you to practice this morning. And we have done so sitting on the land for which the Gadigal of the Eora Nation have cared and been custodians for thousands of years. The court pays its sincere respects to elders, past and present, and extends those respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Well, to all of the newly admitted lawyers, welcome to the legal profession. Today is one for great celebration. We up here on the bench know how hard you have worked to reach this important milestone. I'm also pleased to welcome those with you today or watching on the live stream. For many of you, the support of your family and friends will have been invaluable on the journey so far. For many of them, the endurance of your finely polished or emerging skills of argument and persuasion may be at an end, or maybe not. But whatever the case, I'm sure they're all immensely proud of you, and I encourage you to take time to thank them today. Depending on how good an advocate you are, you might even convince them to shout you to a civilised lunch or dinner to celebrate the occasion. Now, In being admitted as a lawyer of this court, you join an honourable and ancient profession with the custom of advocates swearing an oath on admission to practice dating back to the 12th century. And this court first admitted lawyers 200 years ago in 1824. This May, the court to which you have just been admitted celebrates its 200th anniversary. It is, you might be surprised to learn, one of the oldest continuing courts in the world. That is something of which we, and I hope now you, are immensely proud. And you may have seen, or you will see when you leave, some of the rich history of the court in the yet to be open Supreme Court Gallery and History Wall immediately outside the Banco court. In celebrating the court's bicentenary, we also celebrate 200 years of the rule of law in New South Wales, about which I will say something more shortly. This ceremony is attended by unique but important formalities, including the fact that your admission has been moved by someone who is already a member of the legal profession, and that you have each made a formal oath or affirmation in the presence of your family and peers and before senior judges of the court. They and we are therefore all witnesses to the serious promises and undertakings you have made this morning. The law touches every part of our society, and it can and will lead you all in many different directions and career paths. But in whatever direction you head, you must always remember that the oath or affirmation you have just made is a serious and continuing one and deserves solemn regard. Whether you work in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, a Crown Law Office, the Aboriginal Legal Service for legal aid, or a government department or agency, or indeed in an entirely different field, you should always be known for your honesty, your integrity, and your commitment to justice, and you must strive at all times to uphold these cardinal values. Now, you'll see from the portraits of some of the former Chief Justices which hang in this courtroom, that we up here on the bench are wearing the same robes, in some cases literally, as have been worn by our predecessors. You may be wondering why, after 200 years, we still wear these robes on ceremonial occasions such as this. I can tell you it's not because they are particularly comfortable. They're not. But we do so for an important symbolic reason. They serve to highlight the continuity and constancy of the rule of law in New South Wales. Although, importantly, the judges wearing the robes are now drawn from an increasingly diverse pool of people. Some 45% of all judicial officers in New South Wales are now female. That is a radical change from the time I commenced practice, which I like to think was not that long ago, but it has been an extremely salutary change. Justice Simpson was only the second woman ever appointed to the Supreme Court, so the profession and the court have moved a very long way in the past 30 years. As to continuity of the rule of law, in a world in which there is so much global uncertainty and insecurity, the rule of law is more important than ever. It's not simply an academic construct or a phrase of some mere theoretical import. At its simplest, the rule of law is the opposite of the arbitrary abuse of power and the rule of autocratic dictators and populists. As we survey the globe, there is nothing theoretical about those threats and realities. In a speech delivered in 2018, Lord Hodge of the Supreme Court of the United Kingdom aptly described the rule of law as, and I quote, a bastion against those who would use chaos as a ladder, unquote. Now, notwithstanding the formality and tradition attending this ceremony, the life of the law is dynamic. Not everything in the legal profession remains unchanging. The pandemic prompted a radical shift in the use of technology in our courtrooms, for example, and the advent of AI brings with it both opportunities and challenges which the legal profession and the judiciary are and will continue to engage. While the increased use of technology in the courts offers a number of advantages, advantages, it is my firm view that the practice of the law has human nature and human interaction at its core. An essential part of being a good lawyer is understanding people, how others react to different situations, perform under pressure, and deal with each other. An individual in need of your services as a lawyer will in many cases be an individual facing some kind of great personal challenge or crisis affecting his or her liberty, property, personal well-being or health, or financial position. There is therefore a need to deliver legal services not only competently, but always with courtesy, integrity, and sensitivity to the circumstances of the matter. That requires a human being with emotional and not artificial intelligence. The need for human engagement by lawyers with those needing legal assistance is also a powerful reason why there should be a strong representation of lawyers from the many different backgrounds which comprise our cosmopolitan community here in New South Wales. That very much includes Indigenous lawyers. Diverse representation amongst solicitors, advocates and judges assists in ensuring that all people who become involved in our justice system can, and feel that they can, be properly heard and fairly engaged with by a judiciary reflective of our broader community and knowledgeable and sensitive to cultural differences. The admissions ceremonies on which I have sat, including this ceremony, highlights that there is a far greater diversity of background amongst junior lawyers than when we all commenced practice. That is a very good thing, and leaders of the profession and of the courts are working hard to foster inclusiveness and diversity. That in turn builds trust in and respect for the judiciary and the legal profession, and ultimately undergirds the rule of law. Now let me offer a little bit of professional and personal advice. As a lawyer, you will often need to make difficult ethical decisions. You must use the tools that you have developed to think critically and not compromise on your fundamental duties to the court and to the administration of justice. At various points of your career, you will make mistakes, some minor, some maybe more serious. We all make mistakes from time to time, especially when starting out. When you do make mistakes, your commitment to honesty, integrity, and the administration of justice means that you must take responsibility, correct what you can, and learn from those errors. One mistake which I always urge young lawyers not to make is to fall into the trap of giving your clients the advice you think that they want to hear. I can tell you now that that will almost certainly not be good advice, and they will not welcome it in the long run when the true picture emerges. Your role as a lawyer, as an advisor, is to give independent and fearless advice. It takes courage, it takes competence, and it requires an independent perspective. Being a lawyer means that you are an advisor, a problem solver, a mediator sometimes, and an advocate. As you go about your day-to-day work, remember that you're not merely dealing with the law in a vacuum, but as I've said, the law as it applies to people's lives. That human engagement extends to your interactions with your colleagues, including those with whom you negotiate or against whom you litigate. Aspects of the law, especially if you're involved in the litigation side of practice, are confrontational. The practice of the law is stressful and demanding enough without personal animus and antagonism between practitioners adding to the load, as it unfortunately sometimes does. So it's essential that you maintain your detachment, balance, and good humour, remembering at all times that you are now members of a profession which is different from a business. Another thing you should remember is that the best advocates can and do make their point simply and succinctly. Often, less is more. Some of the most experienced lawyers and judges could also use that reminder from time to time, and I don't wholly exclude myself from that observation. For a non-lawyer, law is often incomprehensible or at least difficult to understand. One of your roles as a lawyer will be to make the law accessible to others So strive to be clear and concise at all times in both your writing and your speaking. To do so facilitates access to justice. In the practice of the law, your physical and mental health are both extremely important, something of which I think we are far more aware and alive to than possibly in the past. There may, and I dare say will be, times when you feel overwhelmed, burnt out, or distressed. Legal practice can be all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. Now, that's often because lawyers will want to go and do go the extra mile for their clients, wanting to provide comprehensive advice, wanting to ensure that a matter is fully prepared, etc. And all of that is good and admirable, but it is taxing and demanding. So you must work hard to keep your balance and keep your eye out to ensure that your colleagues do so as well. If you do get overwhelmed by it all, as frankly we all have from time to time, and I dare say still do, try to take a step back and recapture some perspective. You should also remember that the law is a highly collegiate profession. And in this context, I'm now going to call upon two young representatives, one of the New South Wales Bar Association and one of the Law Society, to offer a few words of welcome. Ms. Thampapile, do you move?
May it please the Court. My name is Rachel Thumbapillay and I have been practising for 6 months at the bar, predominantly in criminal law. On behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession. The legal profession is an old profession based on precedent and the rule of law, while also being a profession that grows and develops to adapt to new practices and technology, and importantly, to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of lawyers and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect the community. The bar today is a welcoming place for people of all genders and backgrounds. It is an honour to be a lawyer and, in my case, a barrister, and I am proud to be a member of the legal profession. I enjoy the intellectual challenge of my job and that it allows me to give expert advice and to represent people in court and to contribute to society in a meaningful way. If you are interested in coming to the bar, you can contact the New South Wales Bar Association or have a look at its website, and each year there is a Career at the Bar open day. In your first year of practice, as I am, as a reader, you receive particular assistance from two barristers of at least 7 years seniority who meet with you weekly, review your work and teach you practical skills. But the support you will receive is not limited to those two barristers. The bar is renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers. There are also opportunities to become involved in the work of the New South Wales Bar Association, which is the professional body that supports barristers and has a range of committees, including a new barristers committee, which organises social and educational functions for 0 to 5 year barristers like myself, and a diversity and equality committee, which promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association: to attract the best people to become barristers, regardless of their race, religion, gender, parental status, or sexual preference. Whether as a lawyer or a barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the Law Society or Bar Association and to use your skills to assist your community. It is a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others in your profession. Once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession and I congratulate you on your admission today as a lawyer of this honourable court. May it please the Court.
Ms. Morris, do you move?
May it please the Court. My name is Jessica Morris, and not so long ago, I stood where you are standing today. And what a day it is. You are here being admitted to the Supreme Court role as the final step at the end of a long and arduous journey. You should all feel immensely proud of what you have achieved thus far. When I embarked on my career as a solicitor, I had no real idea of what to expect. It was not always easy. Often it was overwhelming. But as I stand here today, after 4 years of working exclusively in family law, I can tell you I have already learnt a thing or two. One of the most important things I have learnt is the importance of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is an increasingly large and diverse community, and one to which you now belong. The Law Society of New South Wales is the home of that community, with our 30,000 members flung far and wide across the state. We are bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, our desire to connect, and our drive to give back to our communities and uphold the rule of law. As an early career lawyer, belonging to a strong network of peers is crucial. That is why I've been part of the Law Society's New South Wales Young Lawyers branch for over 4 years. Here, I have found friendship, inspiration, guidance and support when I needed it most, as well as opportunities to advocate and join committees. By joining the Law Society and the New South Wales Young Lawyers, you will gain access to professional support, conferences and events, a wide range of publications, professional development opportunities, mentoring, volunteer opportunities, and so much more. It is the role of the Law Society to ensure that you, as newly minted solicitors, can thrive and succeed in your new profession. So again, congratulations to you all. Look us up or speak to your employer. We look forward to welcoming you into the Law Society community. May it please the court.
Well, can I say this to you all in closing? The law is a wonderful profession. It's stimulating, it's challenging, and it is satisfying, and it is populated by intelligent, committed, and dynamic people such as yourselves. You should be proud to be a lawyer, of your achievements to date, and of the profession you have just joined. It is a very important profession that underpins stability and cohesion in our community. You are now a very important part of that very important profession. So work hard, take pride in your work, look out for your colleagues, contribute to your community, and don't take yourself too seriously. We wish you all the very best of luck on the exciting journey that lies ahead and a full and rewarding career. On behalf of Justice Simpson, Justice Yehia, and indeed all of our colleagues on the Supreme Court, I once again congratulate you all on your admission and welcome you to the legal profession. The court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned.